Hey, good morning and welcome to Breakthrough Walls. I'm Ken Walls and I am your host. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a real life rock star on today, Austin Armstrong. You have seen him more than likely on TikTok or um, a number of other places. But do me a favor, share this out right now because this is going to be an incredibly valuable interview. It could possibly change your life. So stay with us. We'll be right back. And we are back. Let me bring Austin on. Austin, welcome to the show.
Ken, thank you so much for having me. What a cool intro, by the way.
Thank you. I made that.
Oh,
I self-taught myself After Effects.
wow.
I know it was not fun. It was not fun. But anyway, so Austin, I am very grateful to have you on today. I told you before we started that I was scrolling through Facebook the other day and I saw this video pop up and it was like, these 3 websites will change your life and or something like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, I see that guy on TikTok. And then I clicked on your name and I'm like, holy crap, we're friends. So, man, I had to reach out and get you on because I know you do some phenomenal content, and we'll dig into that here in a little bit. But let's start with telling everybody where you were born and raised. Where'd you get your start?
Yeah, so I was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, way back when. Grew up there for the first 10 or 11 years of my life, and then I've kind of lived all over a little bit for one reason or another. I spent the next 13 years out in New Jersey, on the Jersey Shore, Point Pleasant, New Jersey specifically. Nice. Then I went. Then I lived in Atlantic City for about a year, and then moved out to Orange County, California, which is where my professional career, or really professional from the workforce perspective, really began. I was out there for 7 or 8 years, and then the last couple of years we've been moving around a little bit. Followed my wife out to Durham, North Carolina, to support her and let her get her MBA at Duke University, and she's an incredible person as well. And in the last year and a half, we've been in Alexandria, Virginia. So that's the nutshell.
There you go. What was your profession? You said in Orange County you started your professional career. What was that? What was your what is or was?
Yeah, so that's where I first stumbled into video marketing in particular. So I've been doing social media for about 8 years, actually, and unprofessionally. So started back on MySpace, believe it or not. But that's where I stumbled into an internship at a video marketing agency that specialized in the behavioral health space. So we gave a platform to therapists, psychologists, addiction experts, and professionals in the like of that, the ability to record content, share their expertise, and put it out there and make it really easy for them to communicate with people online. And I fell in love with it, and I've basically been doing it ever since. My boss at that internship is actually my business partner now for my business that's been over 3.5 years now. So I've been playing the long game. I don't shy away from seeing long-term vision.
I love that, man. That's awesome. So when you because I think it was this morning you posted something about you have over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Pretty insanely cool. And I know you also, and I love this about you. You talk about just giving away your content. Just give it away and people will come to you, right?
Yeah.
And there are so many people that think that they have this the market cornered on their industry, and we got to protect, it's a company secret. And I agree with you 1,000%. But where did you, how did you discover that? I mean, you didn't wake up one day and go, I've got so much money, I just think I'm going to give everything away.
Well, I'm a nerd about this stuff. To circle back a little bit and a little bit more about me, traditional
Yeah.
school path wasn't the path that worked best for me. So I don't even have a college degree, just full transparency. I'm entirely self-taught. I'm very interested in digital marketing. That's what I feel I was put on this earth to do. Traditional school learning, there's a place for that. I'm not knocking on it at all for anybody. But for me, I just wasn't interested in that path. But I am such a nerd about all digital marketing strategies, content marketing, everything. So I follow so many people that I'm now able to call my friends, which is really cool. I've gone to conferences around the country, marketing conferences, video marketing conferences, digital marketing conferences. I studied salespeople on stage, not to just be there for what they were presenting, but literally studying how they're presenting information and selling the crowd, and watching the crowd go up to the back of the room and buy a product because they just got all of this free information. I read books on this. I watch videos. I study, because this is what I'm most interested in. So it's just come from studying and seeing and testing. Of course, I've been testing. I've been grinding. I don't know how long we've been connected on Facebook specifically, but I've been chronicling my journey for many, many years, just following that Gary V approach of documenting, but putting the best stuff out there. I mean, I associate a lot of this probably with Gary V. Jab, 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 right hook. Great book.
Great
Give,
book.
give, ask. Just give your best information out there for free, and it comes back to you.
I I love Gary V. He follows me on Twitter. Of course, I follow him. And the only reason he follows me is I remember he was sitting on an airplane. That book came out, and he was like, "Hey," he was doing a live stream. "Hey, if you buy, I think it was 20 copies of my book, I'll follow you back," or something like that. And I'm like,
Hey,
"Okay." So I did it.
cool.
I think I bought 30, but and I give them away. I do that a lot. So, when you were at the video marketing agency in Orange County, was there something you discovered that was like a secret formula to all of this while you were doing that?
Um, well, a secret formula for what? For growth or?
Yeah, for growth. I'm sorry. Yeah, for growth.
Oh, no. In fact, that was very much a failure, but a learning experience. That company, that company set the stage for, and you're going to face failures along the way, right? Not even failures, but lessons learned, right? Like my company with my business partner, who was the owner of that company, is thriving now because of the lessons that we learned there. So
Yeah.
we learned a lot of successful tricks on how to get industry professionals comfortable on camera that still a lot of people don't know how to do, and that's really stayed with us over the years, because we've had a lot of success with like a lot of industry professionals, really fast growth on TikTok and YouTube and all of these platforms, because of what we've learned over the last 8 or 9 years, or however long it's been at this point. Just a lot of trial and error, finding out what works, finding out what doesn't work, just learning, testing, applying, failing, retesting.
Yep.
we didn't have a whole lot of growth back then. I think we did have like 20,000 YouTube subscribers on that channel, but it was nothing compared to the success that we've had recently, and even just more so this year. But it's all about planting those seeds and staying consistent over time.
I looked at TikTok last night. You want to hear something crazy? And I know that this is not going to surprise you. I literally obsess sometimes over like scrolling through TikTok, hoping one of your videos pops up, because I always pause it and I go to the websites you recommend. And I'm like, right? Like I love it. But I looked you up last night on TikTok and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not even following him on TikTok. What the heck? Can you believe that?
And how dare you?
But it's not shocking to you, is it? Like, because you're always showing up in my feed, but I wasn't following you. I'm like, this is insane to me that I didn't ever hit the plus. I am now, but so you know, what kind of advice would you give to somebody that, because I see my buddy Nick Ogilvy, who's also friends with Chaz Wilson. You know, he lives here in Texas, in Dallas, and he has a turf company. Like, he does artificial turf. What kind of advice or tips would you give somebody just starting out in the video marketing space, that maybe they want to use TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, whatever it is? What kind of tips would you give them starting out?
Well, the biggest obstacle that most people face when they're just getting started is just getting started and being perfectionists. So getting started is the hardest part. You're never going to be perfect. Accepting that you're going to suck at the beginning is okay. You know, you can improve over time as long as you're consistent. If you're posting every single day or as frequently as you possibly can, just stay consistent with it and improve one thing at a time over time. Improve your opening hooks, improve your audio quality, improve your lighting quality, improve your editing, improve your upload frequency, right? All of these things you can improve over time. It just takes practice. It's like repetitions. I've posted literally thousands of videos to get where I'm at today. You don't start at that place. And if you think that you're going to be as perfect as somebody that's posted 3,000 videos on their channel on your first video, you're not, and it's okay. So just get started. Don't worry about it. I mean, there's some general best practices in place that I'd recommend. So particularly on TikTok, the attention span's very short. So have that in mind. Consider it like a goldfish, and even worse than a goldfish, the attention span, what's like 7 seconds or something like that. You really have 2 seconds to hook that viewer in on TikTok, because it's just infinitely scrolling, right? It's just infinite content. So if you can show something dramatic or say something dramatic that hooks them in, that's the best place to start, because then you just have to hold their attention throughout. Just deliver on that crazy opening hook that you just delivered.
I love that. Okay, I'm gonna have you get creative here live on the air.
Let's do it.
So let's pretend you own an artificial turf company and you needed a hook to get somebody that is tired of picking up dog poop out of their real grass. I happen to have a friend that was tired of that, so he got artificial turf from Nick. So what kind of a hook would you use for that?
I got it. Okay. So with a glove, I would literally open the video up by saying, "This backyard is shitty," literally. And then you show the problem of, pulling shit out of the I don't know if we're allowed to swear, whatever.
You can
Pulling shit out of the grass, right? And be like, "No more artificial turf is here." And then you show the benefits of the artificial turf.
Oh, that is so awesome, man. And he's asking, is it best to do business or personal?
So there's pros and cons to that. It depends on if you want to advertise. We're entirely organic, just as an FYI. I don't do any paid advertising. every follower I've gained, every number that I view and milestone that I've hit is entirely organic, from a little stubbornness on my part. If you want to go the advertising route, there are some benefits of the business oriented account, because you can link it to the ads platform on TikTok, and there's some synergy and whatnot there. The downside of business accounts is that you lose out on trending music and copyrighted music, because they don't have the commercial rights to do so. If you're a business, and you're okay doing the organic content route and testing it out and seeing what videos work and growing an organic following, I would recommend the personal profile. You're not going to get in any trouble if you're a business using a personal account. Don't worry about that. It's just going to enable you to use trending music, all of the trends that you see on the For You page, all of those big features that can help boost and grow your videos a little bit. There. The threshold to add a link in your bio is 1,000 followers, no matter what account. Same thing to go live is 1,000 followers. Those are the two main pros and cons there. If you want to use trending music, trends, you have to be a personal account, unfortunately.
And you've never run a TikTok ad?
No. In fact, we tried to run no on my personal account. We tried to do a TikTok ad campaign for a drug and alcohol treatment center, which is our bread and butter. We work a lot in the behavioral health space. They actually didn't even go through because it's such a heavily regulated industry. There was no, I digress here for just a moment, but there's no I read through all of their documentation of what they allow as ads. Nothing restricted this industry or subject matter. Now it's restricted on every other platform: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google. You have to have a certain legit script certification in order to advertise, but none of that was in place for TikTok. So we're like, okay, wide open, let's do this thing. And they denied it. And their reasoning after fighting with them back and forth is because we say so. But that's the
right.
kind of annoying. But that was really our only foray into trying to run ads, and we didn't even do it.
Wow.
I'm just team organic. I just love creating content that resonates with an audience and watching it naturally grow.
You know, I had Brian Tracy on the show, and who's very, very famous, and the guy changed my life 30 years ago. And so when I had him on, I was blown away that he was on. But you know, I afterwards I looked at my YouTube channel. I'm like, it only had 69 views. I'm like, this is Brian freaking Tracy. What is going on here? So I did, you know, that's when I said, okay, you know, in this instance, things like that, I'm going to spend a little bit of money on YouTube ads.
Yeah.
And I did. And then what I noticed, and I only spent a couple $100s, but I noticed that my subscriber count went way up. I mean, a bunch of people subscribed because of that. So, you know, I think from my perspective, I love organic is the only way, in my opinion. It really is. I didn't run that ad to pick up new subs. I ran that ad to get Brian Tracy more attention. Right.
Sure. Yeah.
And it just happened that people subscribed as well, a couple hundred or so. I don't know.
It's amazing.
But you know, I think that what you're saying, how often do you live stream on TikTok, for example?
Not as often as I should, very infrequently, to be honest. That's something that I plan on doing more of this year. I've been fortunate enough to have so much business growth in 2022. Live streaming just took up so much extra time that I didn't do a whole lot of it. I did some co-live streams, but maybe only 5 or 6 times the entire year. I'd recommend going live a lot more than that if you're capable to.
I have I mean, that's what I teach. I've done over 4,000 live streams, and
wow.
Yeah. And but I co-authored a book with Jeffrey Gitomer called Go Live. And so, you know, I think the importance of that and you're right. I use this example from Chaz's stage, as a matter of fact, as well as others, is if all of the local television networks got together and came to you and said, we love your content so much, we want you to just advertise for free anytime you want, you just have to do it live, would you say no to that? And the answer is, of course you wouldn't say no to that, right? And it's the
Right.
same, like if you look at Facebook, I know TikTok is massively huge, but Facebook is the 8,000 pound gorilla. I mean, they're the ones that still dominate
Agreed.
subscriber base, or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So I love live streaming. And what would you, because I wrote a little booklet on this, but what topics would you cover on a live stream?
Well, I would probably deep dive into tutorials. I've done a lot of just open Q&As. People love, I'm great on the fly. I love interacting in real time and just talking about this stuff. I got into professional speaking this year, and I always joke on stage. The reason why I got into this is because I just want to talk about this stuff, and I can't talk about it in the real world. My wife doesn't give a crap. So now I get to talk about it in a live audience. So
Right.
This is my passion. This is I'm addicted to digital marketing and content marketing and all of this stuff. I just am fascinated by it and have been for more than half of my life. So I love doing just open Q&As, just so, doing stuff like this so people can get to know me a little bit more, the person behind the 5 websites that feel illegal to know. But I've done
That's
deep
so
dive.
incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you do other types of content besides
Sure.
5 websites that should be illegal to know about?
Yeah. So in fact, I started my TikTok channel 90% talking about SEO oriented terms. We were an SEO agency at the time. And I got started on TikTok because I wanted to see if I could leverage it to generate leads and sales for my business. And it picked up pretty quick. I just started, I had an ultimatum in my head and a little bit of an epiphany, and just said, I'm going to dedicate 30 days straight to only creating SEO content, and let's see what happens. And funny thing happens when you commit to something like that. You start to see traction. You start to see results, in which I did. I started to see growth. Leads started coming in. I started getting emails. I started getting private messages. And so I continued with that, as a good marketer does. You test until you figure something out or gain traction, and then you double down and go all in on that thing and ride it out. So for the first year and a half on TikTok, I was the SEO guy. I literally, that was in my username. It was, Austin Armstrong, that SEO guy, because it was just wide open. But I've since expanded that quite a bit because I don't ever want to be boxed into one thing. That's why I've spread out onto all of these other social media platforms as well. Because if TikTok goes away tomorrow, I know tons of TikTok, experts that are literally only on TikTok. And if if TikTok gets shut down or something happens, they're out of business, right? So you can never just put all of your eggs in one basket, right? So my idea and vision for all of my channels is that everything that I've learned over the last 18 years, I give away for free. I just want you, the viewer, the subscriber, the follower, the business owner, the entrepreneur, to look at my videos and become a digital marketing expert. Everything that we do, everything that I do, everything that I know, you can binge through 2,500, 3,000 videos and essentially learn everything if you really wanted to. That's my vision for the channel. I just want to empower people to change their lives as this stuff has changed mine.
Wow. That's powerful. We're on the same page, man. I totally agree. I started doing SEO in 2002, and and it
That's
was
awesome.
I think circa 2014 or 15 when Google came out with the Panda and Penguin updates. And I said, I'm done. Not doing
Yeah.
SEO. I hate SEO now. I'm
Yeah.
done.
No more stuffing meta tags. And it was a lot easier
No.
too.
Oh, it was, man. So I mean, I obviously I still dabble in it a little bit, but I try to I shy away from it. Because I do, you see behind me, I've got all of Russell's books. I've got, all of Gary V's books. And I've studied the heck out of them, much like you. I didn't go to college. In fact, I didn't even graduate from high school. So
Oh,
um
wow.
it,
Oh, we have a lot in
and
common.
in 12th grade, they're like, you didn't get a biology credit in 10th grade. And I'm like, yeah, that class sucked. I hated it. And, and they're
I
like,
hear you.
but you needed to graduate. And I'm like, well, then I guess I'm not graduating. See you later. But, look, Brian Tracy didn't graduate high school. So, I think that it's a matter of what, Nick regurgitated what you said. Commitment. It's what are you committed to, and are you committed to learning it? That's the other thing. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, Austin, and I said, and I think this would be the case for anybody. I had John Lee Dumas on my show, and who's one of the top podcasters on planet Earth, in the top 5 to 10. And he's like, he told me I was in the top 1% in the world because I'd done over 300 interviews. And I'm like, I know. That's what I said. Wow. And so I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. I said, one of the best things you could do for your business is what I do. Just do interviews, interview people.
Agreed.
Just interview people, just talk, let them talk and tell their story and get their message out and help them grow and expand. And it's really weird the way the universe works. It'll help you grow and expand, and I think back, and I'm getting somewhere to you. I think back to when I started. I was nervous as a hooker in church, man, on video. Right? Like, were you, or did it just come natural for you?
No, yeah, you're always awkward at first. I don't even remember what the first video I did was, but I knew that I wanted this eventually. Yeah, you just get better. You suck at the beginning. You look at any of these guys. You look at Gary V's first videos, Wine Library TV. You look at Mr. Beast's old any of these huge creators' old videos. They all suck at the beginning. But what did they do? They stuck with it. They improved over time. They remained consistent and kept going. And over time, they became great.
I totally agree with that, man. So, and Mr. Beast, you're right. If you look at his old stuff, it's like just him sitting there playing some goofy video game.
They're crap.
It was horrible. So somebody starting, I mean, do you feel like there's an industry or a business that couldn't benefit from video marketing?
I mean, not offhand. It's hard in heavily regulated industries, of course. So like if you're in a corporation and you have to run everything through legal and you're not allowed to say certain words or certain terms and certain phrases, that just becomes a logistical nightmare. So I would, and not that they can't succeed, but it just is so difficult, right? Because it's more of a headache. Anybody that can just, any entrepreneur that can just rapid fire content, you're going to benefit from this because you have a unique skill set, a unique expertise, a unique perspective, a unique communication style, or your products are unique. They solve a problem. They do something interesting, whatever, right? Good marketing is just knowing who you're trying to reach and what problems that they're dealing with and how you can solve that problem. more
Yeah.
or less. How can you relate to them? How can you reach that person on an emotional level? So in that sense, I think pretty much any business can thrive with video marketing. Absolutely.
I agree. I agree with you. So a plumbing company, what
Oh,
say I'm Joe the plumber. I'm Joe the plumber. I'm just out here trying to feed my family, man. And how do I start? I mean, I got a phone.
yeah. Well, you're in Dallas. Do you know Roger Wakefield,
Yeah, I know. Oh, Roger Wakefield. Yes, I know Roger.
the
How do I know
expert
Roger
plumber?
Wakefield?
What?
Huh?
Roger Wakefield is the perfect example. The expert plumber. He just, started and twin home experts as well. They're twin plumbers. They've since moved into ratting techniques and rat infestation stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, what these guys do is they just film when they go to jobs at people's houses. They show how to they're edutaining is a big part of it, right?
Yes.
It's not as simple as just like, here's how to replace the valve on your toilet, right? No, it's like telling the story. Take people along for the story, right? If you can work in like, hero's journey concepts, like here's where it was, here's the steps in between, maybe here's an obstacle that we hit along the way, and here's
Yeah.
the end point or the goal or achievement. Roger in particular has done a great job on TikTok with his duets or reaction videos. So he'll look at videos from that are very popular or viral videos of them knocking a pipe open, and it'll come out. Like I saw this recently, like it was like a gelatinous water or something, and he explained it. He explained what's going on in that video. You're leveraging a proven viral video, but you're being the expert that you are and communicating and adding context into that. So any service-based industry can crush it. Between Roger Wakefield and Twin Home Experts, just study those guys and apply your perspective on and do a similar content strategy.
I have a friend, her daughter has like 11 million subs on TikTok.
Wow,
And yeah, right. And
that's out of my league.
what's that?
That's out of my league.
Oh, well, I mean, but think about the money that she makes is
Yeah,
crazy money, right? And
yeah,
she's like 18 now or something. Like, and she started it helping girls who were being body shamed, that were maybe
wow.
overweight a little bit or whatever. And
Yeah,
so she's like, hey, there's nothing wrong with this. Look at me. And and
yeah,
now she's got like 11 or 10 or I don't, it's in the millions and millions, but like
yeah,
I look at that. Look at Mr. Beast. If you really break down what he does, he doesn't. I mean, he does. He's phenomenal. I love watching Mr. Beast, but he literally just started like doing goofy videos. They weren't
yeah,
even they weren't even funny. Some of them, they,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like his, I've really studied like his thumbnails and his editing style. There's no better editing
Mm-mm.
on YouTube than Mr. Beast videos. Every 1 to 2 seconds, there's something different on the screen. It just continually triggers the dopamine receptors in our head, right? And he's
Yep.
blowing up on TikTok. I wouldn't at all be surprised if by the end of this year, Mr. Beast is the most followed TikToker out there. He's already got 50 million on it. He's just so good
Yep.
At these pattern interrupts that cause boredom in our brain in a world of infinite content right now. He's just so good at triggering that. But yeah, his content is sort of simple, right? It's like last to take your hand off of this jet wins the jet, right?
Right.
Or Lamborghini, right? Or like
That literally happened.
yeah. Like those are actual videos.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Think about like uh, I mean, when you think about, because he now obviously has a team, but when he started, he didn't have a team. And I think that that's an excuse that a lot of people use in their minds is I can't get started because I don't have a video editor and I don't know how to video edit. And I don't, but dude, I think back to 2014, I saw Grant Cardone using Periscope. And he's like, you got to use this, man. You got to use this platform. And I'm like, okay. So I bought an iPhone. I didn't even own an iPhone back then. I was an Android guy, right? And I'm like, so I get an iPhone so I could use Periscope. And I just became obsessed because like you, I was like, wait a minute, this works. If I just get on and talk about, hey, here's some SEO tips, or here's some web development tips, or this or that, or whatever. And so that's what you're saying is just give your content, put it out there, start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's never been easier, like even like in the last year to create content. I don't even edit videos on my computer anymore. I 100% shoot and edit everything on my phone. I use free apps like CapCut. It's a free editor. It's so intuitive. Yeah. You just, shoot a couple clips, whatever you need to do. And it does everything. You can add in hard-coded subtitles on your video. You can get crazy and fancy with it. But even if you don't want to download another app, shoot in TikTok. It's so simple to hold down the red button, say a line, take your thumb off, which creates the cut, and then press it down again and say another line. It's so simple to create content. There's no obstacles anymore. You are your only obstacle.
How many times have you heard somebody say, but what do I say?
Yeah.
Right.
A lot. And in fact, I'm going to tease a little tool. I'm working on a marketing SaaS tool right now. I won't plug it, but
plug it.
That's that. Syllabi, it's called syllabi.io. So basically, we're using. Thank you for that.
Can I put that up? Can I put it up on screen?
Yeah. So we're launching it in maybe 2 weeks, but it's syllaby.io is the website. Syllabi.io. It's a tool to address a lot of this. So we're using. Hey, look at that! Perfect.
Is that it?
That's it, my friend. Thank you.
Can somebody get notified when it goes live if they go to it now?
Yeah, there's a waiting list that you can sign up on the homepage if you want access to it. But yes, 100% that's a problem, right? Like, what do I say? Who do I want to reach? And staying consistent are huge problems to get started, right? So like that's what we're incorporating. We're incorporating an SEO keyword research tool so you can find out exactly what your customers are searching for. We've incorporated ChatGPT into this tool, which if you're not familiar with that, basically,
dude, that was my next question. Holy crap!
Go ahead. So we've incorporated ChatGPT into this. So we have real SEO keyword research data. It's going to generate scripts for you that you can say line by line, and then it's going to have a built-in calendar to hold you accountable to creating content as well. So I've been doing digital marketing for 18 years. We've literally are creating a tool to overcome every single obstacle and excuse that you make. So there's no more excuses.
You know what? It's been 5 days ago, maybe 6 days ago, that I discovered ChatGPT. Alex Hermosi. I saw his video on it. Mm-hmm. And he's like, his video is kind of a dark thumbnail that's like, diversify or die or something like that. It's like, have you seen that video he put out about it?
I know the thumbnail. I haven't watched the video yet.
You gotta watch the video. My wife walked in my office. I said, you gotta watch this video because we work together. And I said, you gotta watch this. She watched it and she goes, oh my God, are you kidding me? AI, Alex Hermosi basically says, and I'm paraphrasing the shit out of this, but he says, if you are not paying attention to AI, you're not going to be around a year from now in business.
No, we're going, everything is going to drastically scale. You think that everything up to this point and in the last 5 years has gone pretty quick. Just like literally this year, and not even the full year, in the last 6 months, the developments in AI are astronomical. Between Dolly 2, which is the image generator,
Yep.
which they're working on. These are all from OpenAI as well.
Yeah.
To the release of ChatGPT, and there's really cool tools like an interesting thing about ChatGPT is that it doesn't connect with the internet. By the way, so all of the data from ChatGPT is actually from 2021. But there's a really cool tool called Write Sonic that has incorporated ChatGPT with parsing Google. So it has real-time data in it as well. Not as many people know about Write Sonic, but basically all of these tools is going to drastically push the timeline of everything.
Yeah.
Our world as we know it is about to speed up. In the next year or two, we're going to be in a different world. It's going to be crazy because of these AI tools.
People have no idea, do they? They just don't know how it's.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a lot of people that they've heard about ChatGPT, and maybe they've messed around with it, and they ask it a silly question, but you can ask it to program you a website. You can ask it to program you an app. You can tell it everything. You can add context to it. You can the information that it's provided to you is instantaneous. It's going to save so much time. That time is going to be allocated towards other things. It's mind blowing. It's mind boggling, and I don't know where it's all going to go, but it's crazy. It's like going back. It's like when the internet first released, right?
Right.
Everyone's like, "This is a fad." No, this is not a fad. This is the craziest thing since the release of the internet.
Do you know that? I mean, in that context, Bill Gates thought it was a fad so much that he didn't even buy Microsoft.com.
Wow.
Some snot-nosed kid bought it.
I love that.
And Bill Gates had to pay like $500,000 for it or something later. Yeah. Right. So I think that and there, I do believe that there are people, and I think you'll agree, that are like, you know what? I cannot partake in this AI stuff because I'm not going to have my job replaced by a computer. So I'm not going to. But what's going to happen is you're going to get run over like a bus just hit you. Like, right? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, you have to embrace change or you're going to get left behind.
Yes.
And so, on the other side of things, I think people are going to crave originality and creativity. But we're going to get flooded with content in every avenue, every space of content from these AI tools over the next couple of years. It's going to, it's going to flood every single channel. With tools like, have you heard of Synthesia?
No, I've not.
Synthesia is this insane. It's like deep fakes. But with scripts, so and realistic voiceovers. So there's these channels popping up on TikTok now. It's not even a real human. It's an AI generated script. It's an artificial human with an artificial voice creating content. And you can do this now, and it's realistic. It looks realistic. So it's going to be fascinating, but I think people are going to crave that connection and originality as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see how we handle what's coming.
I came across a month ago, I'll say, this video editing tool. And again, I saw it on somebody's YouTube channel called Descript. Have you used Descript?
Descript's incredible. They have have you heard of the overdub?
Yeah, I use it. Are you serious right now?
It's crazy.
Dude, it's creepy as hell. Like, okay, so go ahead. You describe it to everybody because I've not used it much, but I've used it some. Describe Descript to everybody.
Yeah, so Descript it started as an incredible podcasting tool. I don't use it every day, but I know quite a bit about the feature. So you can take in videos and it automatically transcribes it into text.
Yep.
You can cut out the uhs, and one of the really powerful features is you upload a video.
One click.
In one click, and you can cut out the uhs and ums from your voice pattern and speech pattern, and it cuts that out of the video as well, which is really powerful. And then you can turn it into like audiograms and stuff. There's all kinds of cool stuff like there if like you just have an audio only podcast. But this overdub feature, which is insane, is you can feed it a script and you read that script and it creates an artificial version of your voice. After saying that, I don't know if it's like 10 minutes of scripts or something like that, but
you have to record. It learns you.
It learns your voice, speech pattern, and all of this. And then once it has that, you can give it any script and it will say it in your voice. It's mind blowing.
I have done it on Descript. I took a video that the cool part is cutting out all the ums and uhs.
Yeah.
Is amazing. And then you read 10 minutes of a script that they give you, and this freaking thing learns your voice. It learns your voice. It's insane. So I think that, and being able to replace text in there and where you forgot to say something, it knows. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, and that's AI, and what's happening in the AI world is just absolutely insane. So where is the best place for everyone to, it's syllabi.io. But where can everybody, what's the best place to follow you or get more information?
Yeah, so my name's Austin Armstrong. You can follow me anywhere, any platform at Socialty Pro. That's my username across the board. That's my marketing agency. You could probably find me at Austin Armstrong, but there's like another influencer vlogger type guy out there that's Austin Armstrong. I'm trying to catch him. I'm trying to be the most followed Austin Armstrong. But I probably won't be. But one day I got to do a collab with that guy. But Socialty Pro across the board. You'll be able to find me.
So and on TikTok, I think you have like 670,000 or something insane.
That sounds about right.
Like yeah, well, plus one now. I followed you last night.
670,000. You've won. Yes,
and won. So Austin, listen, man. I first off, I'm so great. This went a completely different direction than it normally does. It's really bizarre, but this is, we're both in this world and obviously both very passionate about it. I can't wait to. How did I do that? I did not mean to turn off that daggone banner. I can't wait to see this thing, the syllabi. Is that how you're pronouncing it? Or syllabi?
Syllabi.
Syllabi.io. Can't wait to see that. I've been sitting here for the last 4 days, not sleeping as I dig into the chat GPT, because I'm like, wait a minute, there's so many ways to take this and use the API and integrate it with all kinds of different things, right?
Exactly. Yep.
It's crazy what's happening. So everybody make sure you're following Austin everywhere. As I said early on, I didn't even realize you and I are friends on Facebook until like all of a sudden your video, I'm like, wait a minute, that's that dude from TikTok. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So make sure that you follow this guy. My wife is on here. This is definitely game-changing information. So everybody on here, if you don't follow Austin on TikTok, don't ever watch my show again, ever.
What an endorsement.
I mean, seriously, just stop watching me, because if I bring somebody this valuable and you don't go follow him, you shouldn't even be watching me. So anyway, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. I'm very grateful to know you, and I'm looking forward to some even bigger things in the future. So,
Well, likewise, and
thank
thank you so much. Thank you for all the awesome comments, viewers, and we'll keep in touch, my friend.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we will see you all later. Austin, don't leave me. I'm just going to wrap up here and end the live stream, and we'll chat here for a second. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.